All right. We did it. We survived, mostly. Real quick, is Josh Marpet nearby?
I don't think so.
He left his hat. So we could raffle it off in the... Anyways. Yes, the car was found yesterday. We did not have to do a raffle by surprise to find the owner of a Mercedes-Benz. So that worked out. So thank you all for coming. Today is the last day. I want to say thanks again to Run Zero and Clay from Unveiled. So Run Zero, H.D. Moore was not just a presenter, but also a sponsor, and Clay was a really fantastic sponsor as well. Couldn't have gotten over the finish line without your help. Thank you to Hack5 for also providing a prize for the CTF that we'll be getting to in a minute. Speakers, Heidi, thank y'all so damn much for coming and putting in the time, the energy, the commuting, the effort, everything. Thank y'all. Without y'all, we couldn't have drawn as many amazing attendees as well. And finally, thank you to the attendees, because we had, we sold out at 230, and then we had more show up at the door. So it's, we're getting to there. So, and lastly, thank you to the voluntolds and the volunteers. If you were a voluntold, I apologize, but thank you for your help ahead of time. No blood was lost to my working knowledge, or at least significantly, and everyone walked away with the same number of holes as they came in with. So it was a good weekend. All righty, but we did have two incidents. Yesterday, sorry, John. The elevator took one of our attendees hostage for approximately an hour or so. No, 3 hours. I'm trying to help you with the insurance claim with the documented video feed. So, and no, she's still in there. Some say she's still in there even today. So it's going to be a campfire ghost story, I swear. And also, Bruce, right when you went on and dropped your first bomb, the internet dropped. Yeah, so exactly. It worked. I can't explain it, but it happened. But anyways, hey, we worked out okay. We failed to plan, and no, wait, we planned to fail, but how's that go? Anyways, it worked. So, more importantly, we came out very much again in the black operationally. So we are growing at a good trajectory, which means that for next year, we should be good for getting a little bit bigger or offering additional services and all that sort of stuff. So that's awesome. We're doing well. So yes, and the swear jar was also again, well, I'm going to keep it because reasons, but y'all got some potty mouths. Alrighty, CTFs. This is some of the stuff that y'all wanted to see. The CTF was a dynamically built event because as folks were getting through challenges, we were developing new challenges because there was a varying degree of skill sets that were represented by our attendees. Do you two guys want to come up and talk about it briefly? Wait, I thought Jonathan was sitting with, there you are. Do y'all want to come up and say the nonsense that y'all had to do real quick? We battled Proxmox and hypervisors and all that sort of stuff in order to add more chaos to the energy. So it's worth their time to share their pain too.
Thanks. So yeah, there were a varying degree of skill sets, and we saw people getting through the flags a little faster than we anticipated. So we decided to add some networking challenges for day 2, which after we brainstormed, then setting up the infrastructure proved interesting, which I will pass this off.
So we built a GNS3 network. We had built it in advance, but when we shut it down and we transferred the images, we didn't catch the backing file for the QCal. So when we tried to bring it up, we fought those errors, and then we realized what we did, and then we got that up and running, and then we remembered how to configure iOS from like 15 years ago, which was the other part of the fun. I hope people enjoyed it. It was kind of a curiosity to see how many people engaged with the networking stuff, and it looked like we've got some engagement, which maybe means more next year, we'll see. But I did, because it was only up for a certain amount of time, just post the solution since the CTF has ended now in the Discord in case people are curious what was happening. I figured that was only fair. Also, for those who are having trouble connecting to the routers in general, we did have a brief technical glitch where, oopsie, no timeout on the VTY. So that was not part of the challenge. That was our challenge. We failed that one. But I hope people had fun, and thank you for the engagement on it.
Yep. And we'll post the answers to all the CTF questions after closing ceremonies. And people who had variations that were also valid did get credit. We manually fixed them. So.
Thank you, guys. One of the things that we did learn is that the hash challenge had a hash collision with the solution. So yeah, but at any rate, yeah, so off to the horses, races, words. So as we were looking at some of the broader stats of the performance of it, we saw that there was a really interesting learning curve. So what this graph represents was a percentage of getting it right the first time. And the system was fairly forgiving about being flexible on things, but what we ended up seeing is that people were learning as they were working through things and getting some of the older operating system experiences back into their muscle reflexes again. So without further ado, first place is Spooky Squad. They won first place last year, and because I know who they are and what they do, it was not appropriate to give them a prize. So instead, I took them out to the gun range last year, where we shot 50 cals, grenade launchers, full auto, and all that sort of stuff. So this year, we're going to the mountain, and we're going to go camping. And maybe you have to help me assemble the tickle yurt. So... Spooky Squad, I've got some stuff for you, short of the JawnCon tokens. You've Dragorn printed off for all the CTF winners, little cassette things, and you get the JawnCon prototype badge. This was the one that we built proved the hardware and the software off of. Don't take it to work. Okie dokie. In second place, it's just me. Where is yous? All right, come right forward. For you folks, you're getting one of the, of course, the pocket litter, an Adafruit box, and the Wi-Fi Pineapple Enterprise Edition.
Shiny.
Yeah, split it.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, well, no, thank Hack 5. Third place, that was an interesting team name. Are you here? All righty, come forth. I've got a whole bunch of things from HackerBox and Adafruit for you. Alrighty, similar constructs. And in fourth place, I've just got some trinkets for you. So if you want to come up, and I will hand those off to you. So. Yeah, have fun with that. All right, fourth place, Shadow Register. There you are. And thanks for the CTF organizers for getting the points in just in time for being able to get this sign up. Hey, yeah.
The third guy who's handcuffed at the tool table right now.
Consensually?
What?
Consensually?
I don't know yet.
Oh, well, all you hear is, alrighty. So thank you all for playing. We had a lot of interesting and varying degrees of engagement with the CTF, learned some things myself with regards to it, but the other thing about the badges, since they were also a component in the CTF environment, the source code, the schematics, the 3D files for printing and all that stuff are going to be uploaded this coming week so that y'all can flash and doodle and play with them and modify them yourselves at home. The CTF environment, the operating systems, the infrastructure is going to stay online. It's all virtual machines. It costs next to nothing to keep it up and running. So you can take the badge home, connect it to your home Wi-Fi, and go through the solutions in order to rework and doodle with some things. So it's just an easy thing to do and allows y'all to keep working on it and playing with it. Okie dokie. So this was fun. I have the audio muted because there was like cheers of like lunacy. So the ADHDSL challenge, the first entrant, contestant, got internet connectivity over a pair of wet noodles. And got a decent speed out of it. Got a little over 6 megs to 7 megs download from Google, but that was not the official unit of measure. What we had was the ADSL tester, so it was synchronizing with a 10 megs connection and almost 500K upload. So there was that one, and then we had these folks bring whatever the heck that was. Oh, it's hardline coax. Oh, yes, okay. They were able to get a marginally different performance of 6.6 megs per second with a little faster upload. So as I mentioned before, we also had some other things tried. Some quasi-organic matter, foods, other foods. A couple of us tried to hold hands to see if we could bridge a passive capacitance or whatever. At most for that, we got quite literally all it would get to. It goes handshake. And I'm like, I know, but it wouldn't get further than that. So at any rate, since I said at the beginning that the way we're going to judge the bragging rights winner for this was that one, clap in the room if you really liked that one. All right. And now for that one. All right, so we know who, alrighty, unofficial bragging rights. Is Matt in the room? Oh, there you are, come on up, sir. I've been told that for next year, I'm definitely going to do this again because it really sparked some interesting concepts and constructs for other food challenges. There may be a gluten-free option for internet connectivity. Who knows? Alrighty. On the curmudgeon CTF challenge, the big cabinet in the back, I had a learning curve with this. I thought that I expected one thing. We had something else happen entirely instead. It didn't turn into an actual full-blown event of people like trying to, get hollered at, which I romanticized in my head. But what we actually, and more probably should have expected and got out of it was a learning session. Students that were coming up to it, younger folks with a curmudgeon who volunteered, to sit with them to work through the technologies to get it up and running and functional back on the internet. So everyone walked away learning something. How are you feeling about it? Do you need your ibuprofen? Are you taking your morning vitamins? Alrighty, exactly. So we'll bring it back and we'll modify it, and we'll probably do something similar with that side of construct with it for next year. Alrighty, the ham radio exam is still ongoing right now. It will be ongoing for how much longer, guys?
Did you say till like 5?
Yeah, on or about 5 o'clock. It doesn't cost you anything to go in and take it except for time. So if you feel like you just want to take it and you don't have a technician yet, just go and try. It's not going to cost you anything but time at this point. It's in the building right across the ways, room 202. Follow the signs all the way up. But we had a total of 16 students go in for the class this morning and stick around all day. And we currently have 7 tests in progress. We had 2 people intending to upgrade their license and 5 people intending to get their new license. But what's going to come out of it is once we get the results after 5, they're going to select one of those folks at random to receive the ham radio up here, a small HT radio, in order to start their journey. So that was fun and grateful for them to do the time for that. So we are at the end of the show. Thanks again to all of you, everyone coming and participating. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the public safety personnel who are working quietly and diligently behind the scenes in order to keep everyone safe. So it's been an interesting 48 hours and we are all having a good time. So thanks again to SEPTA for letting us use the sign again. I think what I will do is put a JawnCon sticker on the back of it so that we can easily identify it for next year. And the next thing is PumpCon. So that's at the end of the month. submit often. Maybe you get in, maybe you don't, but that's your choice if you elect to have a bad time. I'm not your mom or your dad, just you do you. Anyways, we're going to be doing this again next year. Does October seem like a good time? We got good weather. So we are thinking about expanding in space, and I'll see you in the Discord and see you next year. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, unless you're taking the ham radio exam up until about 5 o'clock. So, thank you all much. See you next year.